What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This is Shabazz with the proper perspective. What is going on? This is Shabazz with the proper perspective. Can y'all hear that? It's a glitch in the system. It's a glitch in the system. What's going on? How y'all doing? It's a glitch in the system, and that's the glitch. It's a glitch in the system, and that's the glitch. Yeah, I'm just it's a glitch in the system, and that's the glitch. So what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This is Shabazz with the proper perspective. I know I'm bugging out. I mean, up here, I've been online for about an hour trying to get this thing situated. I've been tripping in my own mind because I just got to play this thing. I saw this, read it in the news, read it 2 times, read it 3 times, and I'm like, no, this is wild. So I had to go find it to make sure it was real. And I'm like, I'm almost like it can't be real, but it is. So I'm gonna play this clip. You know, the MAGA minions have struck again, ladies and gentlemen. I would say, please, somebody go call the MAGA daycare because they got a mango mental patient on the loose. But listen to what this fool said.
World War One, because we won that war too. But think of it, I'm calling. Now, we love France, right? But I think we did a little more to win the war than France did. Do we agree? You know, I don't want to be a wise guy.
Hold up. Let me pause for a moment. I need to rewind that back. He said, I don't want to be a wise guy. Well, ain't no fear in that happening. Like he telling the truth. He really telling the truth. He does not want to be a wise guy. We know. We know, Mr. Orangutan. We know you don't want to be a wise guy. And you are not. It's a shame. It's sad that somebody with all of that power, with all of that privilege, is proud to say he doesn't want to be wise. I mean, when did having intelligence become a bad thing? So he doesn't want to be a wise guy. He doesn't want to be wise, intelligent, smart. He can't even crack a good joke, but that's another story. So he says he doesn't want to be a wise guy.
You know, I don't want to be a wise guy. But when Hitler made his speech at the Eiffel Tower, I would say that wasn't exactly ideal.
I would say your statements on history aren't exactly ideal. He actually thinks Hitler made a speech at the Eiffel Tower. Now it's laughable, but it's sad at the same time. This is what's bugging me out. It's laughable, but it's pathetic. And so I'm like, when I saw the headline and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He said Hitler gave a speech at the Eiffel Tower. Like, now maybe this is only getting to me because I'm a history buff. If maybe the general public doesn't know. And there's a strong argument to be made for that. Because clearly, the people in the audience were clapping. There was no like sound. There is no facial expressions that you can see on the screen where people are like taken aback. There's no deep breathing. There's no gasps for air. So maybe this is just because I'm a history buff. But yeah, I went and looked and I'm like, okay, maybe I got it wrong. Let me go check my history. I had to read this twice. I had to read that twice. And I'm like, something, this is just dumb. This is just epic failure level dumb. And I'm like, again, granted, I'm into history, and if you're not into history, you may not know. But let me just I'm like, let me bring it home for you. So, this is like, excuse me, I gotta catch a breath. I'm so taken aback. But this is like, it's like saying Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech at Coachella. That's what it's like. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong everything. Now, this ain't just a little mix up. This is the old man. For all you people out there that said don't vote for Biden because he's old. Well, you voted for the other old guy. And he's running the country. So this old octogenarian, senile, cognitive, declining man who doesn't even know basic history of the country he says he loves. They teach you this stuff in middle school. Now, just imagine, this is how epic proportion failure this is. Imagine if somebody were to tell you Beyonce performed Single Ladies at the Last Supper. That would smack you. That would smack you, and you would be like, okay, now that's a high level of idiocy. Granted, I'm a history buff, so if you're not into history and you're not into American history and you don't know world history, maybe it doesn't hit you. But I'm literally telling you, I promise you, that mistake is equivalent to Beyonce performing Single Ladies at the Last Supper. Or better yet, picture Trump proudly announcing that Tupac did the halftime show at the Roman Coliseum. Yeah, he did it. He came out right before the Lions came out. That's how stupid he sounds. Like if let's say you're the sports. Let me give it to you this way. It's the same as saying Michael Jordan won his 6th ring playing for the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, it's that stupid. It's that lame. It's that goofy. But this is the man in charge. I'll tell you, there has never been a better poster child for white privilege. Can you imagine, okay, let's say you're more into black history or black politics. What would people say if somebody said, President Barack Hussein Obama signed the Emancipation Proclamation? Yeah, and he did it on TikTok. You know how quickly that person would be laughed out of the room or whatever else is going on? And the scary part is, it's not that he said it. I mean, that's scary. It's scary he said it. It's scary he believes this. It's scary that he's so proud of his ignorance that he says this stupid stuff out loud. Nobody had to catch him on a hot mic. He just went brazenly, blazingly, brazenly, straight to the mic and said, I know exactly what I'm going to say. Now, this ain't some grandpa at the barbershop moment. This is an old, cognitively declining man, the so-called leader of the free world. The person who has his hands on those nuclear codes everybody likes to make reference to. He thinks Hitler was out there sightseeing in Paris like a tourist with a megaphone. At this point, I'm telling you, his historical knowledge is tantamount to fan fiction. If it ain't in a movie that he half watched with the volume on mute, he's lost. He doesn't know geography. It is idiocy. It's no different than the stupidity of trying to rename the Gulf of Mexico. And you got millions of people who voted for this man, and you got millions of people out here clapping for this man. The people in the audience are clapping. Now, maybe they're not clapping because he's right. Maybe they're clapping just because that's what you do. They are the military, and they can't show up the leader of the leader in chief. Or maybe they're clapping because they don't know either. Maybe they too lazy to crack open a book. One way or the other, everybody is cheering. That alone should be scary. If it wasn't laughable, if it wasn't so laughable. I mean, listen.
And I called up the president, Macron, good guy, by the way. But I think we did a little more to win the war than France did. Do we agree? You know, I don't want to be a wise guy.
You're not. He's not. He's clearly not a
But
wise
when
guy.
Hitler made his speech at the Eiffel Tower, I would say that wasn't exactly ideal.
That wasn't exactly historically correct.
And I called up the president, Macron, good guy, by the way.
Now again, maybe this takes a little bit more nuance. Maybe you got to be a little bit more Afrocentric to catch that boondoggle of a lie. Macron is not a good guy. Now, of course, again, maybe I'm jumping on my, I will leave my history buff role and put on my red, black, and green cap. Macron is not a good guy. He's the person that Burkina Faso kicked out. That Mali and Niger said, go on, we are tired of your exploitation. Macron is not a good guy. This fool thinks he is. I wonder why.
Donald, we are celebrating our victory over the Germans. Oh, that's wonderful.
He can't even do an impression. He's a horrible businessman. He's just a good crook. That's what he is. But okay, maybe I'm going off too far, too long. I didn't even want to be up here that long. I just wanted to say this is absolutely ridiculous. And in honor of the orangutan mental patient, I'll just play the glitch again. Somebody please come get this mango madness and put an end to it. Oh, what was the new one? 8647.